All right, we're back. Week 8, QB's receiver tight end rankings. All right, here we go. We're not gonna let them hold off too long. We're gonna get this party started right away, Guru. Here we go with the Week 8 fantasy QB ranking. Fantasy Pro Insider True Fan Sports. Before anything, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a like as well. Give us any suggestions of the content we get to make sure that we can give you guys what you need to make sure that you sack that lead this week. Kicking off the QBs. Number one, Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals, home against Green Bay. Number two, Josh Allen, my guy right there. I like that kid, man. He's good. He's good deal. He's home against Miami. Great matchup for him. Number three, Pat Mahomes. As we was talking through the commercial break there Guru. You like that you can kind of see Mahomes kind of ripping some teams apart this week. You know, these next couple of weeks actually, as they got to get back onto their thing because one or two more losses in this AFC, you can kiss it goodbye, Kansas City. Number four, Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. Five, Matt Stanford out of the LA Rams. Six, the GOAT. Once again, the GOAT. This time he's traveling to who that nation right there in New Orleans. Number seven, Justin Herbert coming back off a bye week with the Chargers. Number eight, Jalen Hurst with the Eagles. Number nine, Aaron Rodgers with the Green Bay Packers. Number 10, Joe Burrow out of Cincinnati, who tore it up last week. Woo, that boy tore it up. 11, Kirk Cousins, coming off a bye week of many. And number 12, we're going to go out to Tennessee, traveling down to India. I like the matchup out there with him and Carson Wentz. That's Ryan Tannehill, number 12 out of Tennessee.
Indeed, yeah, get on the Mahomes thing. I think it's a personal thing for him as well. He got shut out. First time in his career that he didn't have at least 250 yards and a touchdown
And a
or a
tutty.
touchdown. He
Exactly.
had neither, and there's rumblings all around the league that he's no longer the number one quarterback. So if he wants to maintain his throne, man, hey, he's got to step up and play like he's the number one guy. Or there's several quarterbacks that are playing. They take over that number one slot in fantasy in a heartbeat.
They're ready.
Not that they care about that, but you still want to be recognized for your achievements, and that's a big one
Right.
in circles for recognition, at least. Getting back to the rankings, Matt Ryan comes in at number 13. He was phenomenal during that week 6 when everybody was on a bye. He played very well last week. Number 14, Carson Wentz of the Colts, home against the Titans. Number 15, Daniel Jones of the Giants at the Chiefs. They've been susceptible to the pass, so look for them to move the ball. Number 16, Sam Darnold of the Panthers at the Falcons. Number 17, I gave you this guy last week, and he did show up big. The Patriots, they just kept scoring this past weekend. And if you plugged him in as your bye-week quarterback, you probably got a W. That's Mac Jones, and they're playing at the Chargers. That could end up being a shootout. Number 18, Taylor Heineke of that Washington team. They're at the Browns. Number 19, Trevor Lawrence of the Jags coming off the bye, going out to Seattle. That's a long way across the country. Number 20, Jimmy Garoppolo of the 49ers playing at the Chicago Bears. Number 21, Geno Smith of the Seahawks home against the Jaguars. Number 22, Jared Goff of the Lions, home against the Eagles. 23, Teddy Bridgewater of the Broncos. They're at home against that Washington team. 24, Jameis Winston of the Saints. They got to find another option besides Alvin Kamara in the passing game.
Yeah, they do.
They don't have Michael Thomas back yet, but he's not finding any of those guys open. And, I don't know if they're just not getting open or if he's just not finding them. I don't know what the entire situation is there, but something's got to give because, you got to be able to move the ball on the ground and through the air, or they're going to start stacking the box and blanketing Kamara and taking him out of the game completely. Number 25, we have Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins. He had a monster game this past weekend on the bye week. I've been discounting him, but he's had a couple of nice games in a row. He looks like he's wanting to stay in Miami and calm those Watson trade rumors down.
Yeah, it's slowing down a little bit.
And that is all of our quarterbacks for this week. We'll quickly move up to the wide receiver rankings. And there's a couple of guys, there's a couple of players that are not in this week. 3 of them from Green Bay. Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard, they're on COVID list. And the gentleman that's on the injured reserve list, I can't remember his name offhand, for the Pack. Scanlon. He's on the IR, so they won't be playing. So Rodgers is going to have his hands full. How many targets? If you can get your hands on Cobb, run in and grab him. All right, we'll start off with the rankings now, finally. Number 1, Cooper Kupp, the Rams at the Texans. He should have a field day. It should be just a pass for him to do whatever he wants. Number 2, Tyreek Hill, the Chiefs, home with the Giants. Number 3, Jamar Chase, climbing up those rankings every week.
Yeah.
So does this next gentleman, Deebo Samuel, the 49ers at the Bears. The Bears have been a funnel. They just been letting it go.
Yeah.
Stop that. But hopefully for Deebo Samuel's owners, they do it another week. Number 5, Stephon Diggs of the Bills. Home against the Dolphins. Number 6, there's that man again, mama. Cordarrelle Patterson. The Falcons at the Panthers.
Every week.
Play the man. Play him at receiver. Play him at flex. Play him at running back. But he has got to be in your lineup till other defenses show that they can somehow slow the man down. Because it doesn't matter if he gets 8 touches or 18. He's putting up the points every week consistently.
Yeah.
Get him in the lineup. Number 7, Justin Jefferson. The Vikings against the Cowboys. Hopefully that turns out to be a nice little shootout. Number 8, DJ Moore, the Panthers at the Falcons. Number 9, DeAndre Hopkins had a nice game this past week. The Cards home against the Packers. And rounding out the top 10, we have Mike Williams of the Chargers coming off the bye, and they're home against the Patriots.
Keeping it going, coming off the bye week, number 11, CeeDee Lamb, Dallas Cowboys, followed by 12, DK Metcalf out of Seattle. 13, Terry McLaurin from that football team. 14, hopefully he'll be back playing this week. That's AB84, Antonio Brown of Tampa Bay. 15, Calvin Ridley got himself a 5-yard tutty last week with the Falcons. 16, Chris Godwin. 17, Robert Woods out of L.A. 18, Emmanuel Sanders out of Buffalo. 19, off the bye week, Adam Thielen from Minnesota. And running out that top 20, that third man out there in Tampa Bay who had 3 touchdowns, gave up Brady 600 touchdown he threw. He didn't know, obviously, though, but they were able to get it back, and they was able to compensate that man with some pretty nice stuff there, actually. That's Mike Evans, number 20.
Yeah, he blew up. He had 3 scores. That was a nice game for Evans and their owners. Moving right along, we have number 21, Amari Cooper, the Cowboys, at the Vikings. Again, that game should be a blowout. Number 22, looking for a bounce-back game for him. He didn't even have a catch, I don't believe, was Tyler Lockett of the Seahawks. Number 23, Devonta Smith of the Eagles at the Lions. 24, A.J. Brown of the Titans. They're playing the Colts. The Colts have been a little bit stubborn through the air. Number 25, Cortland Sutton of the Broncos. Home against that Washington team. Number 26, coming off of a huge game, that was Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts. Home against the Titans. They may be in catch-up mode, so they aired that ball out. And again, it was like T.Y. Hilton was going to be out again, and so that they just keep the targets coming his way. 27, Keenan Allen of the Chargers, who's slowly turning into a forgotten man there for the Chargers with Austin Eckler and Mike Williams. They're kind of shifting him down further into the offense. Number 29, Brandon Cooks The Texans at the Rams. He is really move him up a few spots in the reception leagues. Number 30, Marvin Jones. The Jags. They're at the Seahawks. Moving on to 31, we have Deontay Johnson of the Steelers playing at the Browns. Number 32, Cole Beasley of the Bills. They're home against the Dolphins. 33, Julio Jones of the Titans are playing at the Colts. 34, Christian Kirk of the Cards are playing home against the Green Bay. Um, number 35 of the Steelers, Chase Claypool. They're playing home against the Browns. Chase Claypool's another guy to keep your eyes on this week because he's due for a big game. He hasn't had one in a while.
Okay.
He's got the talent. So that'll round out the top 35. If you want to continue on.
36, Jerry Jeudy out of Denver. 37, T. Higgs, out of Cincy, followed by A.J. Green from Arizona at 38. 39, we've got Alan Luzoid out of the Packers.
But he's out.
We
You can put Randall Cobb in at that spot.
I'm sorry, my
Alan
bad there, fans. My bad there. No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I had to scratch that one out there. I'm sorry about that, fans. That's Cobb out of Green Bay. Pick him up. We've got number 40, Jayden Waddell out of Miami, who's starting to become a nice little weapon for Tua out there. 41, Robbie Anderson out of Carolina. I had 42, Randall Cobb there. So that was a little late scratch right there. And don't forget, these will always continue to be some late scratches because things happen throughout the week. So make sure you keep your eye out on the injury report. We've got 43, Allen Robinson out of Chi-Town. 44, Jarvis Landrieu had a good game with old Case Keenan out there in Cleveland. 45, Corey Davis of the Jets. 46, Tyler Boyd out of Cincy. 47, keep an eye on this kid. Hopefully he'll play this week. That's Sterling Shepard out of New York. Hopefully he'll get back in that lineup from that groin injury. 48, Darnell Mooney out of Chi-Town, followed by Crowder from New York Football Jets. And then rounding out your top 50 of wide receivers, we're going to go Marquise Calloway out of New Orleans Saints. The Who That Nation. Who that? Who that? Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? All righty.
I thought for sure that Callaway would have had a nicer game than they had this past weekend, but he just, again, with Winston just not finding the receivers.
He's not.
But he is finding the guys out of the backfield. They're moving the ball a little bit that way, but he's got to find those receivers.
Whatever it takes for him to move the ball, he'll do that. I don't think Sean Payton is opening up, for him like as he wants to. We all know James likes to throw those picks, so he's trying to keep things conservative. Hey, win it by 2-3 points, they'll take that. All right. Moving along, tight end rankings, top 20 tight end rankings. Week 8, Travis Kelce coming in at that number 1 spot, followed by Kyle Pitts from Atlanta. Number 3, Zach Ertz, who got traded last week, had a pretty good game too, out of Arizona. 4, the Grunt, he should be back. Hopefully he'll be back this week. He can be a good weapon again for the GOAT. 5, Noah Fant out of Denver. T.J. Hockenson out of Detroit coming in at number 6. Dallas Goedert out of Philly coming in at number 7. Followed by Tyler Higbee from the Los Angeles Rams at 8. Number 9, Hunter Henry out of the Patriots. And then coming in at your top 10 of tight ends, C.J. Uzomah out of Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals have been playing well. They've been spreading the ball out pretty well, and everybody's getting a little taste. And Uzomah's played well the last few weeks. Moving along there, the next few, Logan Thomas of Washington, he's supposed to be back this week on the field. Hopefully that comes to fruition. If he is on the field against the Broncos, he's probably a top 5 option. Number 12, Mike Gesicki of the Dolphins at the Bills. Number 13, Tyler Conklin of the Vikings, home against Cowboys. Number 14, Dan Arnold of the Jags at Seahawks. Number 15, Jared Cook of the Chargers, playing at home against the Patriots. Number 16, Ricky Seals-Jones of the Washington football team, playing at the Browns. Number 17, Evan Engram of the Giants, playing at the Chiefs. Number 18, Austin Hooper of the Browns. Number 19 is Hayden Hurst, the Falcons, playing the Panthers. And number 20, to round out the tight end rankings, is Mike Cole Pruitt of the Titans, and they are playing at the Colts.
All
Um,
right. There
again,
you have it.
we should point out again that the Ravens and Raiders on a bye. You got
Yes.
Carr, you got Waller, you have any of the three-headed monster from the Ravens backfield, or you have Lamar Jackson. You get make sure you get your lineup corrected. Um, and do you have any sleeper quarterbacks for us if we got those guys out, or if your guy's injured this week?
Sleepy QBs. Sleepy QBs. It's a tough one here. I actually like Jameis at home against Tampa Bay. Former team. He wants to do it big. He's at home. He's in the dome. We all know that Tampa defense still isn't just right yet. Todd Bowles will get them together, but when it counts, he'll have them together. I like Jameis in a shootout with Tampa Bay, even though they're gonna get the L. I like Jameis in the lineup. Get you maybe a couple of tutties. I'm gonna go ahead and say 300 yards passing. I think they're gonna go ahead and air it out because they're gonna have to play catch up against that great offense of Tampa Bay, Guru.
Yeah, it would be really nice, a little feather in Winston's cap if they would finally get Michael Thomas on the field.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It's almost it's week 8 now, and they were expecting him back at week 6. He's still not on the field yet.
Well, he's
Um,
eligible. He's eligible. They just haven't put him out there yet.
yeah, and
Something's going on. Something's
they
wrong.
say it's an issue with that foot still. Should have had it operated on 5 months before he did, and he didn't,
Yeah.
so he's not out there. But who knows? You may not even see him on the field this year.
Okay.
They've got too much investment there to rush him along, and obviously they're taking their time with him. As far
Okay.
as a sleeper quarterback from my slot here, I'm going to go with Daniel Jones of the Giants playing at the
Mm.
Chiefs.
Mm.
The Chiefs have been just leaking like a sieve, man. They've just been giving up points through the air and on the ground. And
Yeah.
um, Daniel Jones is going to get a couple of those receivers back. Sterling Shepard's going to come back this week. So, he should be able to spread the ball around and play well. Tannehill just got done ripping the Chiefs to shreds. Um, so we'll see what happens. One more guy, top of my head, Jimmy Garoppolo playing at the Bears with a full, healthy stable of running back, our wide receivers there, and Mitchell running the ball the way he has been lately. Look for him to have a nice game as well. You could definitely do a lot worse than Garoppolo this week,
Okay.
or Sam, not Sam, or Daniel Jones. You could definitely do a lot worse than either one of those two guys this week.
Okay.
Any wide receivers? What do you think of the
Wide
receivers?
receivers. Since they are still playing, they haven't hit a bye week yet. You never know who you're gonna go with in Tampa Bay. It could be Mike Evans. It could be Chris Godwin. It could be AB84. It could be Gronk. It could be Leonard Fournette. Guru. I'm gonna say this is gonna be AB's week. I think he'll be back off that injury report. He'll be ready to go. This will be his week against who they got again. They've got the Saints away in the dome. Brady's gonna love it. I'm looking to see them score 30, 40 points. AB 84, 2 tutties for sure. Make sure AB's in your lineup.
And I will. I'll say Robert Woods of the Rams again after having a nice game 2 weeks ago, where Stafford keyed on him, made sure
Yeah,
he got Woods involved because he hadn't really got him involved in the offense much to
yeah,
start the year. Uh, and then last week again, it was Cooper Cup heavy again, man. He just
yeah.
every single ball that went in the air seemed to land in Cup's hands. So look for him to get back on towards Robert Woods. That Van Jefferson also has been
Okay,
a nice little guy in the back that not many people think of, but he's been pretty well. He's actually been outperforming Woods up until now. I think that changes the rest of the season. So not only should you get him in, but see if you can buy Robert Woods on the cheap from somebody because somebody's got to be frustrated with him so far. That's going to change.
okay,
I think he'll be a top 15 to 18 receiver and give you a couple of top 10 numbers for the rest of the way. So you can probably get him pretty cheap.
okay.
Um, one more, we'll go with Tyler Boyd from the Bengals.
Okay.
I know it's hard to imagine them throwing anybody but Jamar Chase.
Right.
But I
Right.
think Tyler Boyd's due for a 100-yard game to score. Hasn't
Okay.
had one in a while.
Okay.
Probably his turn to at least get a little bit more involved. And one more is Cortland Sutton, who had tons of targets last week. I think he had 11
Yeah.
targets, and just didn't make the most of them. The ball was overthrown quite a bit. Bridgewater wasn't very accurate,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he was still
Never is.
trying to get the ball to Sutton anyway, and Sutton just wasn't able to capitalize on it. Look for that to change this week also.
Okay.
Um, have you got anything for tight ends, or you just want to call it a night?
No, I think we'll call it a night. I think most guys will have their tight ends in the rank. I think we've got a pretty good top 10 of lineups. Most fantasy leagues are top 10. If you were at 12, you know what I mean. If we're gonna look at our bottom half there, if I had to pick someone, I would say, excuse me, I like to see Ryan. I'm sorry, Daniel Jones hook up with Evan Ingram a little bit more. Evan Ingram used to be a pretty good fantasy ball player, a year or two
Yeah,
ago, and I like to see him get a little bit more. So if we're gonna look at that bottom half of the tight ends, Evan Ingram would be a guy I'll take a look at.
yeah. Actually, Evan Ingram was the guy that I had my eye on. You jumped on him, but I would also look for Hayden Hurst of the Falcons. Not going to have a huge game, but I think he'll sneak into the end zone. He might get you 3 catches for 30 yards and a score.
Yeah,
If you were hurting for a tight end, if you got Waller on a bye or
Andrews.
Andrews, yeah, Andrews. Then if you get 11 points out of the guy on a bye week, you'll take it.
Exactly.
So look for Hayden. Hayden Hurst could potentially do that for you, and definitely watch out for Logan Thomas if he's back on the field
Oh
this
yeah,
week.
for sure, for sure.
He's available in quite a few leagues actually.
Yeah.
Also, so if
Okay.
he's back out there, don't leave him on the waiver wire. Scoop him up
Okay.
and plug him in. May not have the greatest week this week, but he's an awesome option when he's healthy.
Okay.
And that will do it for us for week 8, man. I hope we got everything out there for you that you folks need to get yourselves stay in the win column this week. Week 8's here. So after this, it's halfway point. So you gotta start getting the wins and piling them up because the playoffs will be here before you know it. So hopefully we got you what you need this week to keep you on a winning pace.
All right, sounds good, Guru. Well, I think we gave the fans just enough to be able to get that dub for the week. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you guys for coming out and enjoying our show. We hope we provided you with enough content that will help you for this week. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Help us out here, Fantasy Pro Insider True Fan Sports. I'm the Warden. He's the Guru. Ladies and gentlemen, we are signing off. Peace. We'll see you next week.
Good luck this weekend, everybody.